Namaste, Namaskar, welcome to Gypsy Moon. I am Akriti and today we're doing a pick a card reading for the blood moon total lunar eclipse occurring on the 7th and 8th of September 2025. This is a timeless reading, but yes, it is strongly emphasized by the lunar eclipse occurring this year are in the sign of Pisces. All right. So, not only will be doing the guidance, we will be looking into what this blood moon is bringing in for you, what it is clearing, what it is making room for before we go into the guidance coming in for you in terms of love and overall wisdom for you during this time. So, in India, it will be peaking at 11 p.m., starting to peak at 11 p.m. on September 7th, and will be at its peak form, after which it will be dissolving starting from 12:22 a.m. Indian Standard Time on the 8th of September 2025, and then within a few hours, or an hour rather, from that, it will be going away. All right, so it is quite profound being in Pisces. It's also occurring during a time of what we call in Vedic astrology Pitra Paksha. So it's a really good time for honoring our ancestors. Karmic clearing also happens. So we'll dive deeper into the reading for each card. The cards you can select from are number 1 with number 25, Beatitude of Sacred Rapture, number 2 with seven blessings of Eve, and number 3 with 43, Karma of Kutuhala. All right, take your time, see which one are you feeling drawn towards, and then click on your timestamps and we shall begin. I'll see you soon. Hello, number 1. For those who were drawn to this card over here, in the guidance section, which is towards the end, I will be reading a brief paragraph which comes along with this, the guidance which comes in with this. But seeing the palette tone and the theme which is going on, kind of talks about what love and its sacredness really means. I also feel with the blood moon coming in, your relationships, what's obsolete, maybe even pattern or thinking pattern, or certain kind of habit that is getting obsolete, or even a relationship that maybe you may be becoming aware of it. All right, so with the 29, when you add it together, is an 11, which emphasizes on interdependence, but it's important to be independent rather than becoming codependent. So that kind of a thing which is getting a little unearthed. All right, that's just me intuitively trying to get a gist of whatever they want to say. All right, let's begin now with the reading. Spirit, for number 1, for those who chose number 29. All right, I was beginning with what the blood moon, the lunar eclipse, is bringing for you. So we have number 12, which has already popped out. So let's just, interesting that I said popped and there is a bubble kind of a thing, a globe that this lady is in, and this is waxing gibbous number 3 with boundaries, number 12 coming in. And the white lotus is also over here. All right. I'll take a few cards and then I'll start answering. We have the masculine lunar god with number 42. I've never seen this card. And there are two people over here also. Over here. It's really interesting that this, although in the camera it's looking a little yellow, it has a little tinge of orange in it, like mimicking the blood moon in a way. Although this deck does have the blood moon, I should assume. So the energy of two in different ways is coming in with the nine. It's rebalancing your life path or getting clarity as to where you want to go. With number one and two coming in together, that is initiating more balance in your life overall, setting boundaries, giving and receiving in balance, boundaries being tested so that you can redefine where you can draw the line with confidence. And with the 4 and the 2 coming in, 4 is more right now talking to me about family, home. So, home life also becoming more balanced, bringing more balance into your life, into your relationships, listening, having a heart to heart conversation where you are also not only orating truthfully, explaining, not over explaining, but talking, communicating openly, but you're also listening openly. That is what is coming in. Sometimes when we draw certain lines where we don't feel we are getting riled up because people are taking advantage, that kind of triggers, once it starts simmering down because we are uh, reinforcing our boundaries again and again, even if they are being a little challenged or not being respected in full form. What was I getting at? That's the thing, when I get too charged up, I kind of forget what I was saying next. Yeah, when that starts simmering down, your confidence is back, you're feeling a little more calmer, it makes you more open and a little non-judgmental as to the communication that you may be receiving, a certain kind of feedback that you may be receiving, which gives you the practicality or a rational mind to actually determine whether or not that was constructive for you or not, kind of a thing which is coming in over here. So, what the blood moon is bringing in, a sense of clarity, yes, but the fear which is slipping away. There's a little bit more of firmness, a little more confidence to ask the questions that you were once afraid of hearing the answer of. That is building up more fire within you, that edge which is being awakened in you. That's what I'm feeling over here. All right, let's go forward and ask, what is this blood moon, the total lunar eclipse, clearing for number one? These are way too many. Two of Cups has come in. As I pull one out, which I was intuitively drawn to pull out. Can you get a little bit of clarification? But the twos are following you, the essences of it, how balanced, like within your own self also, prioritization of different things, different elements in relationships. How are we giving and taking? Certain relationships which have become obsolete, you will be becoming aware of it, or during this time and the months or the weeks or days to follow, it will give you more strength to let go of such uh, relationships, equations in life which aren't useful or add any value to your life anymore, or are out of alignment compared to the time from when it started to now who you are. There's room for something more, which a more meaningful love, more meaningful companionship in different forms, in different genres in life, that is opening up. Okay, can you get some clarification as to what is clearing with the blood moon? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in. Beautiful. While the process of elimination may be a little painful, has been for some time, good things are coming in. It feels like the clearing has been happening. Probably from the last previous, a month ago, previous full moon. That's when the clearing, the releasing started, perhaps. And now more things, it's all, this is like, it's almost like what I'm asking right now, the answer that I'm getting is for the next one, because what's clearing up, the delays are getting cleared up. So even a question which had a negative connotation in it, in a way, is giving you positive results. What's clearing is disharmony in personal life, in family matters. That's also something which is coming up with a resolution which has been delayed. What's being cleared are obstacles in your life which were causing delays and doubts. And on cutting, we have the King of Pentacles, which is a fatherly figure. What's being cleared out is also certain belief systems which are passed down to you, which you are clearing off also, or developing a newer viewpoint of that. So the kind of perspective that you're gaining, knowledge, or yeah, let's just keep it to perspective. The kind of perspective that you're gaining is helping you move beyond what was traditionally followed in your family, which went down, the belief system going down generation from generation to generation, but you're kind of breaking out of that spell also in a way. All right, let's just go on to the next one. What's this blood moon, the total lunar eclipse, making space for? All right. All right. Wow. We have the Kabbalah with number 62 coming in. It has kingdom, foundation, glory, victory, beauty, power, mercy, wisdom, understanding, crown. I suppose tarot in itself is also based, can be put into the Kabbalah system also. If I'm saying that wrong, please don't mind me. But it's very rare for this, in this deck, for a card. I have not seen this card before in this deck. Most of them have just images like this. And it does, in a way, feel like a family tree also. What this blood moon will be making space for by clearing the obstacles is a stronger foundation in overall of your life. Some areas you may be starting from scratch at this moment, but trust me, have the foresight of the long term. And this time around, you're not taking any shortcuts and building a solid foundation for your kingdom is what I felt. It said to me. And I just felt like pulling this one out. Oh, wow. And I pulled out the next card. Like I shuffled once or twice and then picked out the topmost card. And number 63 with the tree vessel has come in for you. There's more grounding which is coming in, feeling more confident in your skin. And overall, there's this resilience which is coming in, and outside influence is dimming now because your inner wisdom, inner knowing, determination, everything is giving you a very clear vision as to where you want to go. And that is also, that surety of sorts is also bringing a lot of grounding in your day-to-day life. Wherein in the past, maybe you felt a little anxious, and that kind of weakened the aura or the energy within you, kind of a energy which is coming through. Although it's not there, but expansion of family could also be a possibility. So for those who are looking to progress and expand their family, good news could be coming in the following months. All right, now let's flow into the guidance. Firstly, we have citrine, bring in the light. Beautiful. Citrine is also really good for the solar plexus chakra. It enhances clarity, the visionary, the leader in you, spark of energy which comes in, and creative, very innovative energy also comes in with this one. It cuts the clutter, helps even like to kickstart that process of cutting the clutter. Not overthinking it, not postponing things, but acting upon it. A little more proactive energy which is coming through. It could be a very good time for those looking for a relationship. Apart from that, and the way I unconsciously kept it under this one, divine masculine energy is getting a good surge. So there's a surge of yang energy in you that you will be experiencing it. Let that not go into your head or enhance your ego. Utilize that energy, utilize that, act upon it is what is coming in. Of course, do your due diligence, but now is the time to start acting upon the dreams that you have. They require work to be done. That kind of energy is coming in. Let's see what the Buddha wisdom has for you, since we have the divine masculine energy coming in quite strongly. One thing which is also getting cleared up is this hitch of fear of being vulnerable. That's also coming through. So it's making room for more kindred relationship to enter your life. What wisdom do you have for number 1, please? Find friends who love the truth. Drink deeply, live in serenity and delight. Drink drink deeply. Just on a side note, reminded me to stay hydrated, have water. It's important. But it's interesting. Find friends who love the truth which is coming in. And this is a little bit of the previous reading that I did. It had this essence of truth in it also, so it's interesting that it has come in. And we have see the falling and the uprising with great gladness, be wise and awaken to the hidden truth coming in. I also feel if something is messing your energy, creating anxiety, making you worry, feeling uncertain, dig a little deeper into it and recognize what is it trying to say to you, or what may be the cause of it, or who may be the cause of it. Even if it's you overthinking things and all of that, don't feel shame, but be honest with yourself. That's what's coming in. And let's see, lastly, in terms of love, what guidance is coming in for number one as this blood moon awakens. All right. We, we have the card. Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. This over here, which I was trying to say about vulnerability and all of that, I also felt a little bit of divine masculine energy, being a little wounded, being emotionally unavailable, and slowly finding someone where you want to be emotionally vulnerable but you aren't being able to because there's certain kind of fears which are coming in. So you must let go of past resentments in order to experience something new. How long must you carry the past hurt? And remember, while you don't have to be completely healed in order to be loved, but don't put in, assume it to be another's duty to heal you, to do your healing for you. That's what's coming in. All right, lastly, let's just read what this card has. This card says, let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith in wisdom than in judgment or doubt. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a time. Know that any such difficulty is part of your healing and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. Beautiful. That just stitched everything in. So, that's what came through. I hope this was beneficial for you. If you enjoyed this, then please do hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon. Until next time, Om Namah Shivaya. Keep that vibe high, my lovely moons. Hello, number two, for those who were drawn to number 7 with 7 blessings of Eve. Quite a divine feminine energy dominated card that you have selected. I will be reading the guidance, a paragraph which comes in with this card towards the end. Now let's begin with what the blood moon is bringing. The first question, we have two more questions that we will be looking into, what's it's clearing and then what it's making room for. With the number 7 coming in, it's spiritual mastery energy which comes through with it. But with the bless this card over here, the spiral thing, the spiral, the snake which is over here reminds me of Kundalini awakening or certain kind of ascension which happens with the number 7. Like for the Kundalini to rise as well, which is the dormant energy, the serpent energy, for it to rise, all the chakras need to be aligned, open, and rebalanced. They're already open. Had they been blocked, there would have been a problem. But just generally speaking, in a very simplistic manner, for all the chakras, the 7 chakras that we commonly talk about, for them to be aligned, only then does it rise through the spine. All right. So let's begin with what this blood moon total lunar eclipse is bringing for you. For number 2, Spirit, thank you. We have fear, waxing gibbous number 2. This is going to illuminate with the ravens also coming in. It's going to illuminate where fear has stopped you and has propelled you to act small. That's what's going to be illuminated. What mentalities, what thought processes, what belief systems have caged you. It'll bring a spring, like a fulcrum, it'll come and disperse all these things which have been limiting you. If you can, since it's also going to happen in the Pitra Paksha phase in the Vedic traditions, Vedic astrology, feeding crows, ravens, even if it's a combination of bread and curd, at least on a Saturday, will be really good for you. It's also seen as in helping remove Pitra dosh. So it's good to feed the crows. I anyways feed my crows, not my crows. I feed birds on a regular basis, but it's a good thing to. It's seen as. Why am I feeling overwhelmed? It's seen as honoring and feeding your ancestors. All right. When I said why am I feeling so anxious, a card from a deck that I'll be using fell out and the Page of Swords came in, kind of telling me just go on with it. There's a spiritually, there's a lot of protection and guidance coming in. Look for the signs. All right, anything else? We have wisdom with waning gibbous. Number 22. This was number 11. Interesting. While it will be invoking certain kind of fears which have actually become obsolete, it will be doubling the amount of wisdom that you gain from this future period, coming in with the ushering in with the blood moon. I also feel this will be bringing in a time where you will be very nicely tidying up the old lessons and moving forward. That's also coming through. Anything else that you want to say? They all seem to be over here in a way scatteredly, but over here and here, reaching for something beyond. The light at the end of the tunnel, if you have been confused or feeling lost, the light at the end of the tunnel is emerging for you now with this blood moon. All right, let's go into what is this blood moon clearing for you. You have Ace of Cups in reverse, which just spoke about, like to me, unrequited love, or this is clearing out a pattern of you overly giving in order to be loved. Somewhere down the line, a fear of abandonment issue is also coming to an end. And we have the Temperance card, which is the Sagittarius Major Arcana. It is clearing out what is throwing you off balance, what is not helping you heal. The clutter is going away, and this innate need of pleasing others or being praised, or the outside validation, which is going away, but more so this thing of overly giving is getting cleared out of your life. Or even situations which are draining you, your resources, your energy. It's going to become very obvious now how it may be limiting you, and why you have been feeling so tired also, because you're feeling unsafe in certain situations that you have prolonged to exist for a very long time. So that is also coming to an end now. And what will be clearing away is also one-sided relationships that you have. Those will be flowing out also. Any clarity that you want to give in terms of this? We have the Tower in reverse. What's clearing away is something that you knew didn't have a strong foundation to build, to start with already. There was an inevitable ending which you or another may have resisted for some time, but the truth is coming out and you know that this needs to be dissolved. At the bottom, we have Two of Cups. Interesting. It's making the next question's answer is coming in over here. Two of Cups talks about mutual love, actual true partnership. What's clearing out are people, themes, patterns which have been wasting your time. It's almost like giving that opportunity again and again to a specific person who can't choose you, who has all the reasons why it cannot happen. Kind of a vibe that I'm getting, but it's just not romantically, but just something that you are emotionally involved in and you have been overly giving but not truly receiving, and it's just been draining you out, and there's no result which has been coming in. You've given it enough time, but now's the time to let it go, is what is coming through over here. All right. So now let's see what's this blood moon making space for in your life. Interesting. I'll take these. So we have get up, get going, get moving with bloodstone. We have black kyanite, set strong boundaries, and we have ocean jasper with schedule yourself in. These are coming in more as a guidance. Just a second. Oh yeah, this is the one. What's this blood moon making space for? Thank you. We have divine door with number 5, and we have June companions with dragonflies and butterflies. Metamorphosis is coming in. What's this blood moon making room for is another path that you weren't really expecting to open up for you. It's going to making room for you to pursue what you genuinely want in your life, your soul genuinely wants, is what I'm getting over here. Metamorphosis comes in and change is inevitable. It's also making room for you to experience new ways, healthier connections, also healthier mindset about your own self, healthier relationship with your own self. And right now, more than the metamorphosis, I'm getting reminded of dragonflies and how some of them, at least in my observation, remember where they were born, the pond, the water body that they were born, and then they come back again over there, either to lay eggs or even transcend into the other dimension. So in a way, this period will also help you reconnect your inner child, touching grounds with going back to your roots in a way, remembering who you were before this phase of you overly giving became more prominent. Or like the way that I've just struggled. It's saying, clear your throat and speak up, darling. The universe is listening to you and what you want, and it's making space for success to enter your life. You know, sometimes how we become by our own obstacle, we come in our own way. That's what's being cleared. For success to come your way. All right, let's go into the guidance. We already have these 3. I'll be taking 2 more cards, at least 2 more decks. So with the bloodstone, get up, get moving, coming in, let fear not freeze you anymore. We have ocean jasper, schedule yourself in with that ace of cups coming in reverse, pour into yourself as well. Take the rest that you require. We have black kyanite, which set strong boundaries, because if you don't, then some people don't have that conscious righteousness, I'll say, or ethics in that way, that if I'm taking so much, I should be giving number two equivalently. Some people just take, and you're not a bank, all right? And with the amount of blackish tones which are coming in, you need to protect your energy. Very important. Cut energetic cords. All right. The way I've just struggled with with my throat. Um, speak your truth. Let yourself be heard. All right. From Buddha, what wisdom is coming in for number 2 as the blood moon arises? Too many. We have go beyond likes and dislikes. Free yourself from attachment. Have the courage to be disliked, like the book by Adler. We have live in joy and love, even among the troubled and the unlovable. Like, in a way, what the last line said in this, which reminded, they just said to me, like family, certain people, after a certain age or whatever, like, by choice, some people don't really change, right? But your consciousness has changed, and if you don't want it to be affecting you the same way that they did or have been, so that you don't have the same kind of reaction and the same loop keeps on going, in order for you to break, there's a certain amount of distancing which is important in order for their impact on you to reduce a little to start with. All right, in terms of love, what is the guidance coming in for number 2? Okay, very easy. These are the 2 cards which have come in. Firstly, we have forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine, and believe it to be. Alright, with this one, imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. And now, lastly, with the message coming in with the card that you chose. A spiritual gift shall enter your heart and manifest as a blessing in your life. You have innate talents and abilities which will support your soul into full, glorious manifestation. You have been blessed with a beautiful divine destiny to fulfill. You have natural healing ability. Choose your thoughts and words so they reflect what you truly wish to put out into the. Let's do it again. Choose your thoughts and words so they reflect what you truly wish to put out into the world, because your influence is stronger and further reaching than you realize. So that's what's coming in. And right now, The sun is setting, that's why suddenly maybe the contrast may have changed through the reading. This blood moon, this total lunar eclipse, is in a way summing up a phase in your life as a new phase, a new dawn is opening for you. Your potential is unlimited. You got to believe in yourself before anyone else does, and value what you have to offer as well. All right, so that's what's coming in. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope to see you again. Until next time, Om Namah Shivaya. Keep that vibe. Hi, my lovely Moonians. Hello, number 3. For those who are drawn to this card, number 43, Karma of Kutuhala. Okay. I will be reading the guidance, the first paragraph which comes in towards the end. We have 3 questions before we get to that. So let's begin. Just by the sight of it, it looks like a phoenix to me. And with the word karma coming in, certain kind of karmic debt that is being paid off. That's also coming in. Alright, so now let's begin with the first question with what is this blood moon bringing for you? Alright, the cards are quite ready. Wow. We have a number 7 coming in, and this one 43, when you add it together, is another 7, darling. So good, good fortune coming in. All right, so we have the waxing crescent, number 5. We have nourishment coming in, cornucopia energy, which is coming through. Interesting. Firstly, the moon over here looks like Swiss cheese. So opulence is coming in, financial gains from the hard work that you've been putting in is also coming through. I really like how the female over here is looking like so open and ready and enjoying the seasonal fruits and just enjoying the prosperity where she is in life. And with this waterfall coming in from starting from the moon, it reminds me of Shivji also, because he has a crescent, and also Ma Ganga, the holy river, one of the holy river, okay, the Ganges, who she flows through his man bun is what I came up with the best. But yeah, Shivji is blessing you. Right now, as I'm recording this reading, the Ganesh Utsav is happening, and on the 6th of September, the Visarjan will occur. Ganeshji is the son of Shivji, and before that, before Janmashtami, Krishnji's Janmashtami also came in, and before that was the Savan month of monsoon. The Savan month was dedicated to Shivji. Very good for all of that. Me and my, I know a few more things regarding all of that. It was spiritually very evoking and profound experience this Savan was for me the previous month after whatever transpired before that. All right, coming back to this, we have trust coming in with the egg moon number 32 coming through. Some of you could be 32. trusting the divine plan, the golden egg, the goose who lays the golden egg. That kind of a lucrative opportunity or idea, innovative idea, could be coming through with this lunar eclipse as well. All right. At the bottom, we have extremes with hot moon number 32. Interesting. I haven't looked at the bottom as of now. But from here, where things are extreme, to coming over here where there is lightness, refreshing energy coming through. What I feel the blood moon bringing in is perhaps even starting with small bits of windfalls, like a blessing, unexpected blessing, but this trusting the process that you're on. Also, you're feeling quite re energized, taking time for yourself, taking care of your health, eating healthy, eating fresh, resting well. A highly productive time is what is coming in for you. And more so, the rewards for the hard work that you've put in the past, they will start showing up now. All right, now let's go into what is the blood moon, the lunar eclipse clearing for you. Also, with the trust in number 32 and you add it together is number 5, so you will be making certain healthier changes for you also. That's what's coming in. Like you channel in something, you get an intuitive nudge to do something, to inculcate something into your daily routine perhaps, and you trust that because it comes from a grounded place, like it feels grounded, positive. And with that trust you incorporate it into your life, so that also brings a nice change into a nice initiative towards good changes in your life. All right, so what is the lunar eclipse clearing for number 3, please? Thank you. We have the Knight of Pentacles coming in reverse. And we have the Death card, which is a Scorpio Major Arcana, along with the Knight of Cups coming in reverse. Interesting. And talking about clearing, I tried not to mention it, but yeah, this theme of liberation, striding forward, was something which was experienced in number 3 in the previous reading that I did, and the death card was the selection card in that one also. So talk about clearing, and the card about clearing transformations comes in. One thing I want to say is this thing of naivety which is going away, maybe in the way the people around you or your superiors are understanding that you're actually much more sharper than they thought you were. And also, what is clearing away is also something where you felt like something new was being taught, but you felt an innate thing of resisting it. Or what they said was they shed a light onto what I also tend to do, is when I'm told again and again to do something, I do the opposite. That's the inner rebellion in me. which just activates, and I do just the opposite. So that kind of there's a little bit of maturity also, emotional maturity maybe, or you're growing up is what I'm going to say. With the page of cups coming in reverse, when it's in reverse, it's more into the pity party kind of a thing, sulking energy which comes in, and that's clearing off. Sometimes when we are healing from a tumultuous time, let's just say, like the waves are getting smoother, but there's a little bit of that hurt, regret, which still plagues the mind. During that time, sometimes some people just become so self-centric that they can't see anything beyond it. It's like now I'm going to do whatever that makes me happy because I have been unhappy for such a long time. And then they start doing things which are so self-oriented, it's only feeding the ego and doing nothing else. And it also often, I've seen many people, it leads them to ignorance also, wherein the sole focus is their happiness. And they don't even realize that what they're complaining about, like regarding one person in particular, they end up actually doing the same thing to another person and not even realizing that they're doing it, kind of a thing. So all of that is coming to an end. The blame game, you are coming out of survival mode basically, and when you come into this newfound safe space, the body also wants to sleep a lot, rest a lot, because there's certain kind of rewiring which happens. So while this is a very good productive time, make sure that you're taking time to rest up as well. All right, so this there's a karmic shift which is occurring now. Certain patterns which have been playing on for a long time, you're changing the narrative is something which is also coming in. All right, let's just go forward. I don't think I need any clarification, do I? Let's just split it. Seven of Wands. What's clearing is also difference of opinion. Like you felt the need, the survival thing. You felt the need at every nook and turn to stand up and say what you need to say, to over explain perhaps also. But everywhere was a fight. Now you're choosing your words, you're choosing your battles. That's where we're heading. Two of Swords. What's clearing up is indecision as well. All right. So now, what's this blood moon making room for? Okay, we still have time. Dancing prayer with number 38. Wow. Two, three things came into my mind. One was with dancing, because I felt like this person is in a trance. So in Sufism, the way they go round and round and round and round, becoming one with the Creator, it's also you enjoying what you're doing. Like while doing the art, while creating art, the artist becomes one with the art, that lost and transfixed into what he, she, or they are creating. And I really like How this one all have their wings open, ready to fly, open to receiving, moving forward. All right, we have two more cards coming in. I'll have to look into what this one is. Z- Zolkin, and with number 29, Starry Dreams. It's making room. All this clearing is making room for you to prance forward, is what I heard, to realize what your dreams are. And we have magic also coming in. For some, this is a period of initiation. There's a high priestess energy which is coming in. Spiritually, this is going to be like a fulcrum. A lot of growth, awareness, downloads could be coming in. I just want to read what this one says, just one paragraph that I'll be reading. Okay. So this one says, pulling this card, I'll read this bit. Pulling this card reminds you to consider how time is affecting your life. Are you engaging time as a wave that nurtures, allowing segments for deep relaxation and personal development? Or have you become enslaved to time, finding barely enough opportunity to get the essentials of survival in order? Take a brief moment to view your relationship to this circle of time and the hopes and dreams you place within the circle of your life experience. View this card as representing a signpost of cosmic order, a reminder that your time in the physical world is yours to orchestrate. Let time become a measure of the joy, growth, and freedom that passes through your days and nights. Even if you're busy, they said of many things, but even if you're busy, take out some time to meditate or do some spiritual practice. It'll be highly beneficial for you. All right, now let's get into the last section, the guidance coming in for number 3, please. We have carnelian, very much divine feminine energy which comes in with the carnelian. It's really good for the sacred chakra, the sacral chakra, especially for women. We have feed your creativity and see what it unlocks, the magic it unlocks. From Buddha, we have watch yourself, awaken yourself. Be the awakened dreamer who dreams awake. Wow. In terms of love, what's the guidance coming in for number 3, please? All right, so a channeled message which came in. I'll take another one though. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So this is coming in from a person who you are. You have a strong bond with, who is your romantic partner. And if you're single, your love inspires someone in your life. And that's beautiful. And you will continue inspiring them because you are a phoenix and you are rising. Alright, so we have criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Even later on in life, but initially in a relationship, or even when you are newly married, the next 1 or 2 years are a little awry because you're getting to know the person almost like for the first time. And while we have ideas about what they want, what you expect from them and all of that, it's important not to confine them to that. And when they don't deliver in that proximity, getting disheartened, it's very much important to accept each other. Healthy compromises are very important in a companionship long term, in a partnership long term, because as much as you like your freedom and um, the opportunity to breathe, so does the other person. And the sooner you accept each other for the way you both are and not parenting one another, the better and stronger the partnership becomes. All right, so lastly, let's see what this card has for you. Karma of Kutuhala, I think, number 43. All right, so this card says, your sacred soul passion is powerful enough to shift the state of your inner reality and your outer experience. So commit to what truly ignites your heart and do not be dissuaded by anything or anyone. If you are seeking to make a commitment, do so when it truly connects you to your heart. Follow your genuine, meaningful bliss. Know that no matter what appears to be, you shall prevail, you shall arise. So that's the reading that you. So that's the message coming in. I hope this resonated and I hope to see you again. Until next time, Om Namah Shivaya. Keep that vibe. Hi, my lovely moon.